It is a rare and important opportunity to hear directly from those at the helm of our national education systems as they share how they are navigating the era of AI, both through current strategies and future-ready visions. Our panelists will share national perspectives on policy readiness, capacity building, digital equity, and regional collaboration, with a strong focus on how Southeast Asia can work together to ensure AI drives positive transformation for every learner. We are honored to have this session moderated by Dr. Ethel Agnes Valenzuela, former director of the SEAMEO Secretariat and currently commissioner at the Philippine Commission on Higher Education. Joining her in this high-level conversation are Dr. Som Ratana, Undersecretary of State, Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, Cambodia. Dr. Chorbun Chiranuparp, Deputy Secretary General, Office of the Education Council, Ministry of Education, Thailand. Mr. Sisamut Saen Butaraj, Deputy Director General, Department of International Cooperation, Ministry of Education and Sports, Lao PDR. Dr. Ronald Mendoza, Undersecretary, Department of Education, Philippines. Together, they will help us reflect on how Southeast Asia can move beyond pilots and policies and into shared, bold action toward future-ready education systems. At this point, may we kindly invite on stage our distinguished moderator and panelists for Plenary Session 3. Let's welcome them all with a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. Are you enjoying your coffee? Finally, we are in the last plenary session, and our theme is Southeast Asia's Call to Action, Advancing AI Integration in Education for a Future-Ready Southeast Asia. Okay, so today we have learned a lot about artificial intelligence in education. And I would like to say that AI in Southeast Asia is not really new, right? I still recall in the Strategic Dialogue for Education Ministers in 2019, AI in education was already our theme for deliberation of all the ministers. But however, after that particular dialogue of ministers, we had COVID-19 pandemic. We had a big discussion on how we can actually integrate AI and embed AI in education from basic to higher ed in 2019. And then COVID, and then the next meeting of ministers, we were all in Zoom. And the report is different. It's not AI. It's more of inclusive access to education already. We're talking about those in the margins, disadvantaged, those who do not have access to technology, and how we can have all the programs, capacity building, teacher training, to the farthest and those who are left behind. So there was, for me, a little break of initiative on AI from the time we had the COVID-19 pandemic. And then, 2023, again, the ministers of education, they were amazed that we have ChatGPT and generative AI So when this generative AI came into existence in 2023, we're also not ready on how we can have policies that are relevant to address this generative AI. So today we're lucky because this is actually the first dialogue right after the pandemic, revisiting the 2019 deliberations. And of course, today we're very lucky that we have the think tanks of different Southeast Asian countries. So let me welcome all our speakers for today, and our MC already introduced to you our panel. But let me quickly give you their background because it's exciting to listen to their work and their accomplishments. Let me start with the Philippines as the host country. We have Undersecretary Dr. Ronald Mendoza. He is the Undersecretary or the Vice Minister for Strategic Management at the Department of Education. Let's give him a warm round of applause. Dr. Mendoza is responsible for bringing to us good governance, institutional reforms, and of course, with over 25 years of experience in economic development policy area and public administration reform. So surely we will benefit a lot from his long list of accomplishments and experience. Joining us as well is Dr. Sherbun Shanurupap of Thailand. Let's give her a warm round of applause. Director Sherbun is also leading the Technology Digital for Education at the Ministry of Education. And actually, she, just like Yusek Ron, has over 20 plus experience in the field of inclusive education, ICT in education, education evaluation, and related policies for Thailand. And let me not miss our Undersecretary. We have also from Cambodia. Let's give him a warm round of applause. So, our dear, Your Excellency, as we call in Cambodia, right? So, Honorable Dr. Ratna. Yes. And of course, he is representing Cambodia, and Dr. Ratana is the Undersecretary of State, and would like to welcome you, Excellency. And from Lao PDR, let's warmly welcome Mr. Sisamot. Sir, welcome to the Philippines. He is the Deputy Director General for the Department of International Cooperation. So, today we heard a lot from policymakers, and you yourself are all policymakers. So, would like to learn from you what excites you in the time that we have artificial intelligence. They say that the main revolution that is happening is on digital access. It's driving the growth and transformation in education. And you are right now the policymaker. So what excites you the most when you hear about AI, generative AI, and your role as policymaker? Would you like to start, Yusek Ron?
Sure. First of all, thank you to our SEAMEO colleagues for the generous hosting, and also for all our partners in Southeast Asia for attending and joining this important discussion. What excites us in Department of Education, and as I sit here representing our Secretary Sani Angara, I think part of that excitement draws on the promise of stronger inclusion, stronger productivity, and stronger effectiveness in our basic education system, thanks to the types of technology that are now potentially on offer. I say potentially because there's a lot of work that still needs to be done to make sure that the entire system is more inclusive. And we are very much aware of the risks that technology poses in terms of the unequalizing effect that technology waves have always had. This is not the first technology wave in the world. And this is in fact the fourth industrial revolution as referred to. Some would even refer, like Dr. Bernido mentioned, maybe the fifth industrial revolution. But I think the concern is how do we decide as policymakers on what things we agree should be public goods, things that should be accessible to all of our people rather than just accessible through market forces. So it is exciting because we have the potential to actually boost inclusiveness and make these decisive investments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our dear Undersecretary of State from Cambodia, is it an exciting time for you as a policymaker?
Thank you very much. I am very excited to be part of this conference. And in answering to your question, I recall a frightening phrase from one of my professors who actually said, believe it or not, AI now can predict the cause of your death. As long as you are still using the phones, keeping it in your hand, then of course it can tell you, it can predict you the cause of your death in the future. So basically this is a frightening statement, but I do personally reflect on the word AI and its combinations of artificial intelligence. So what we are trying to sit together right now is to look at its intelligence. But you know, something that is artificial is still very deeply unknown by many of us. And what I'm very happy today joining the conference is that we are trying to sit together and try to make all the things less artificial. So what we are doing right now is that we are trying to make the framework to govern the development of AI, putting it into educations at every levels, while also thinking about the ethical practice of the AI in not just only the fields of education, but in the broad range of areas. As you may realize that according to the what we call the what we call global artificial intelligence studies, by year 2030, global intelligence will contribute to 26 additional what we call a global GDP, which is worth of 6.6 trillion US dollar. And according to Kearney research, it points out that AI contribution to the development of Southeast Asia region alone is worth of 1 trillion US dollar, which is account to around 20% of the GDP. So this is really, really a great move, and this is really the result of its intelligence. But we have to be very, very careful all the time when we are using artificial intelligence. So as the practitioner and as the policymaker, we have to keep both in mind that it is intelligent, but at the same time, it is still artificial. So this is something that I'm excited to join this morning session, today's session, so that we can actually make it less artificial. Thank you.
Thank you very much. More intelligence, less artificial. And let's hear from our DDG from Laos. What excites you the most in this age of AI?
Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to join the panel discussion today. In terms of AI education, what excites me the most is that AI can be used in any aspects, including teaching, learning, as well as administration, which will help our educators or administrators, and that the job that we done every day are more convenient and quick. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, DDG. And now we go to Thailand. So Thailand has Thai 4.0. So what's new and what's exciting about AI in Thai 4.0?
Thank you. I'm really excited. AI made me on this stage. I'm really exciting. In my opinion, AI is the new chapter of the learning tools. It is very exciting for me. Okay.
Thank you very much for Thailand. So I think we now know that all our policymakers from Southeast Asia are excited. But the thing that we would like to find out is, do you have a vision of what you would like to happen to your country? And possibly the plans that you have over the next 3 to 5 years, are there any that you would like us to know about the future plans on AI policies in education? So would like to start with the Philippines, sir?
Yes, I think also my takeaway from today's discussions, which sort of validate our discussions in Department of Education in Philippines, is there's still a lot of uncertainty on where AI will be taking us. And there's a lot of experimentation taking place right now. So even as some countries are introducing AI in the curriculum at the very young levels in basic education, some countries are phasing out gadget use also on those ages. And so there's sort of, in my view, bets placed by different countries on where they will really engage this fourth industrial revolution, and in particular, the types of technology that are now being rolled out, like AI. And there's a lot of learning to be had across our countries. So for us in the Philippines, at least the thinking is, if we are to face this type of technology, not just in this country, but across the region and across the world, and given our main wealth is really human capital in the Philippines. We are still one of the youngest countries in the region and in the world, right? Our average age being quite low even in Southeast Asia. So we want to invest in the fundamentals. I heard Dr. Bernido mention this earlier. Happy to share that we are very mission aligned with that view, that whatever the technology brings to this country, we feel that you need to build on strong fundamentals for that. And so that is part of our focus in DepEd right now. The other part has to do with ambition and the future. So there's the importance of investing in the fundamentals in terms of literacy, both basic and functional. I know you know that we still face many challenges in the Philippines, but we are now investing heavily in this area. We also want to invest in the future, and this is where the ambition comes in. We don't want to be left behind by the technology wave. And so part of the ambition that we are now working towards is a fully interconnected basic education system. All 47,972 public schools in the Philippines, if our PPPs are to come to pass, which we are now working on them right now, will be interconnected and enable us to roll out EdTech that reaches critical mass. Essentially 100% of our learners and 100% of our 877,000 plus teachers, we should be able to access the types of technology that boost productivity, enhance learning, introduce our learners to the types of learning tools that are cutting edge and are world-class, from the city centers, the crowded city centers, to the last mile schools in mountains, in remote villages, in remote islands. This is our ambition. We are the second most archipelagic nation in the world, second only to Indonesia. So reaching our last mile is also very important in terms of our commitment to inclusion. And our commitment to interconnectivity recognizes that challenge. So two things, commitment to fundamentals, because without those fundamentals, no technology will be effectively absorbed. And second is invest in ambition and connectivity so that everyone gets to participate in the technology wave.
Thank you very much, Yusek. Thank you very much, Philippines, for that. So connectivity, access, and of course, at the heart of it is actually reaching out to all the learners wherever they are. And Yusek from Cambodia, Undersecretary, what do you think are your plans 3 to 5 years from now, especially on having a future-ready Cambodia?
Thank you very much. I'm trying to speak from the perspective of policymaker. When we are talking about the vision, then we have to reflect to the obstacle. So we take the obstacle as a basement to build the vision, what we want to really deal for the future. So as I pointed out earlier, I look at artificial intelligence in two separate terms. One is artificial. So when we are talking about artificial, the vision is that make it less artificial, or in other words, make it controllable. And when we are talking about intelligence, so what we have to do is that harness it as much as possible to put it into any areas of development, national development or regional development. So I think if we looked at the challenge, except just a few countries in Southeast Asia, but many of our neighbors are facing the same challenge in adopting artificial intelligence. Those can be language barriers, can be technological divide, can be the expertise, can be the funding from the government. So all these are the same common challenge that we are facing. So as AI is not really a problem or an opportunity of a particular country, it's a cross-border challenge and cross-border opportunities. And that's why, in my view, what I really envision is that there should be a mechanism, a regional mechanism that we can address these all together. That's why, I'm really happy to be part of this conference today. It gives us a place to sit down and listen to where we are now and what we have to do next. At least I quote somebody words saying that in order to partner, we have to talk first. We have to sit down together, we have to talk first, and then we can become partners, and then we have to work together. So in my view, my vision is that I want to have a mechanism that is practical, that is feasible for the region to adopt. Because I think we are in quite a similar shoes, And when it comes in particular to Cambodia, I think we have several things that we are trying to harness the, we can say the intelligence, which I will actually highlight later if there are some other questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There are a lot of key takeaways from your intervention. So we're saying that making it less artificial, and also, looking back at your own situation, your own context, and arriving at a sort of regional ways forward. But more than that, I'm happy to really learn from you that there are a lot of challenges as well. So it's not just in the Philippines, but also in Cambodia. But we can all harness the potentials of AI in education. And DDG, would you like to tell us about the visions and plans in Lao PDR?
Okay. In terms of AI, I think we have common challenges and benefits in terms of AI, as a representative from Cambodia say. But for Laos, our vision and readiness for the 3 to 5 years ahead, we focus on 3 aspects, such as integration of AI into education program. In this field, 2021-25 education and sports sector development plan emphasizes on promotion of AI-related program at university, aiming increase students and enrollment and graduation rate in these fields. And second one, expansion of AI in secondary education. That is the national statement of commitment of action from transforming education. Submit outlines plan to integrate AI into vocational education and training, and science, technology and engineering, manufacturing, that is STEM curricula, enhancing the relevance and quality of education. And the last one is development of AI centers and innovation. For this education and sports sector department, plans includes strategies to establish AI centers at the National University of Laos, or NUOL, to foster innovation and entrepreneurship in AI.
Looks like already done in terms of the national plan of action and vision and mission and activities of Lao PDR. That also includes your aspiration to have sort of AI in universities, in the National University of Lao. Thank you very much for the updates. And of course, you said at the start, you're also having some challenges, right? So I would like to listen to our colleague here from Thailand. Ma'am, Director, please.
Yes, thank you. We have 5 policy in Thailand. Preparation in terms of society, ethic, law, and regulation for the application of AI. Number 2, we develop an AI infrastructure and support system for sustainable development. Number 3, we empowering human resource development AI in education. Number 4, we develop technology to support AI intelligent technology, and the last one, we promoting the application for AI technology in the private sector and public sector. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's give a hand to our panelists. Meron daw. We already have learned from them. We can see from the different countries they have national plans of actions. They have vision of what they want to accomplish. From Thailand, including the ethics on AI. And they also have infrastructure. So these are common activities, programs, and policies on AI. But our question now is, well, we have all of these milestones already. The plan is there. What about teachers? In terms of their preparation and in terms of their acceptance of AI. As of course, as a teacher, you can sometimes, you have to be prepared, you have to attend different training programs. How important is teacher training for you in integrating AI in different levels? Yusek?
Thank you. Speaking as a former teacher myself, I think the use of technology is quite critical. If you want to keep teaching and keep on the cutting edge, you need to basically upgrade with the times. And Of course, this is easier said than done as we sort of grow up in seniority in the system. We feel that we need to support our teachers who are more senior as these technologies are rolled out. Meanwhile, we are putting a lot of effort on our younger teachers and a big ambition on our younger teachers who are coming online into the system. And we need to invest heavily in their capabilities as this technology is now being incorporated into our curriculum, incorporated into our pedagogy, and in our systems of governance for the basic education system. So I think we do a lot of focus on teacher training, but there's a lot of nuances across the teacher training that we need to undertake. And across age, across geography, across different types of disciplines, so that we equip them properly with this type of technology. Our approach in Department of Education is really not to over-centralize this and to open up the system to innovation, experimentation, so that there's a lot of agility, because that we feel is what is more effective with technology rollout, and allow the technology success to be the lesson that others will learn from and copy from. So that's really how we view this, and we feel that we have to be fair to all our teachers, whether they're entering, they're very young, and also whether they're quite senior in the system. We need to establish the buy-in for this type of technology use in basic education.
Thank you so much. There is a factor of age in training. Okay, the young and the matured ones, and maybe a different approach for each, right? So, Your Excellency, what is your approach for capacity building in terms of our teachers?
Thanks once again. When we are talking about adapting technology in education, we have to look at in a broader sense that this is a change. And it's not easy when we are talking about adopting change, because otherwise, you adopted it, and after some time, you actually move to your old routines. Even in Singapore case, in some high school that they introduce technology, but after some time, teachers come back using traditional ways of teaching. Before entering to that, I just would like to highlight that harnessing the intelligence is really important for every single government, especially in this contemporary world. In Cambodia, in particular, we have the national strategy. Before, we actually focus on road building, human development, electricity, water, but this mandate we focus on technology development. That's one of our top priority in the government. And besides this, at the ministerial level, we are in the education strategic policy 2024 to 2028, we're focusing on modernizations of curriculum, whereby we push, since the lower secondary up to the university level to adopt AI, to adopt digital transformation in teaching, learning, and administrative tasks. And beside that, the government has been working, many ministries are working together to develop what we call the AI framework, starting with the initiative, what we call the community of practice on the AI initiative at the remote areas. Yes, so that we learn the practice, the success of the practice, and how to replicate that in a bigger scales. That's what we are doing. And beside that, we are creating centers of excellence for AI study. Currently, that's what we are doing. But one thing that I would like to address in terms of teachers, as you pointed out, And as I started answering the question, I said this is a change. So, you know, if you really want the teacher to adopt the AI in a useful and sustainable way, it's really important to not just thinking about the teachers alone, but thinking of the supporting environment around. So in Cambodia, we are really focusing on teacher education. So those who are going to become teachers, we provide what we call the preset service, whereby all those people are trained on using AI, are trained on using what we call digital technology in teaching. And beside that, we also have teacher professional development. This is what we call the onset training. So those who have been already in place, okay, you have to have the upskill program. You have to learn new technology. You have to go to trainings, you know. And beside that, classroom learning. It's the new ways of teaching and learning. We introduce flipped classroom. We start using certain AI technology to teach. And of course, we have digital transformations in education. We introduce programs which are technology-based. So these are the supporting environments that we are doing in order to ensure that adapting the AI or digital technology in education is not just practical, but it's sustainable for the future. That's what we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So we learned a lot about key things. One is community of practice, yes. So those who are really knowledgeable on integrating AI in education can come together and share their best practices, document through case studies. Also, one thing is about upskilling, you know, that those who do not have such knowledge can have upskilling and CPD, continuing professional development. Thank you for that inputs. DDG, would you like to share some of the key points on capacity building for teachers in Laos?
Thank you. In terms of capacity building or teachers training and access, and to ensure that artificial intelligence does not exacerbate the digital divide in our country, and requires a multi-phase approach that addresses infrastructure disparities, enhances digital literacy, and promote equitable access to technology. Concurrently, equipping teachers and learners with necessary skills to utilize AI meaningfully. That is crucial for successful integration of AI in education. In here, to ensure AI does not widen the digital divide in our country, so we need to bridging the digital divide. That is the first one, enhancing ICT infrastructure and access. And in here, the government, in collaboration with international partners, is committed to improving ICT infrastructure, especially in rural and underserved areas. Initiatives include providing tablets, laptops, and internet connectivity to schools to ensure that both students and teachers have the tools needed to engage in a digital learning platform. For example, the European Union, UNICEF have provided ICT equipment for the Ministry of Education to support digital strategy for education and other development partners. Second one, developing digital literacy program. For this, to ensure that all learners and educators can effectively use AI tools, digital literacy program are being implemented. These programs focus on building fundamental skills in using digital devices, navigating online platforms, and understanding digital content. For example, Khang Panya. Khang Panya Lao platform developed with support from UNICEF and the European Union offers digital textbooks, interactive solution, and offline access to facilitate learning, global learning. This was established during the period of COVID pandemic. And the third one, promoting inclusive education policy. Here, our ministry has committed to policy that promote inclusive education, equipping the students regardless of their background and location have access to quality education. This include efforts to make internet access free for schools and integrating digital learning into curriculum. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lau. So our DDG already explained the challenge so that AI will not deepen and widen the digital divide. And aside from that, of course, capacity building for teachers and the value of partnership. You mentioned UNICEF and other international bodies. So from Thailand, so what's the secret for teacher training?
Thailand has infrastructure. Thailand has infrastructure for AI education. We train our teacher to know knowledge about the AI, and we have education research framework, and we have AI education topics in the framework in Thailand.
Thank you very much from Thailand. So there is teacher training, and for Thailand, you have a very big body overseeing as well the teacher training. That's Teacher Education Council of Thailand, right? So working hand in hand, of course, with the Ministry of Education. And the last part of my question is about your regional recommendations. So SEAMEO has been there for a long time, and we promote common projects together. In fact, I think for INNOTECH, they started training our Southeast Asian countries through technology use in education since 2006. I recall there is iFlex program, LearnTech, Sir Philip, and teachers were trained how to use technology in teacher training. What can you foresee in the future for regional bodies such as SEAMEO on how we can actually help each other, have a better understanding and better capacity to adapt to the changes brought by AI? Are there some recommendations for us at SEAMEO? Yusek, Ron?
Thank you. I think all of us recognize that technology is not the only shock that is affecting the world today. Let me be polite and mention that, AI, fourth industrial revolution, but also the geopolitical situation is also shaping our region and the world. And I think in a more hopeful tone, there is benefit to actually helping each other out and considering Southeast Asia as an ecosystem where if we each grow and prosper, there is higher potential for all of us together. And I think that is what is driving these types of investments in our shared concern over technology, but also sharing of best experiences, best policies, and also supporting each other. So this is very hopeful for me, even as we are facing a lot of uncertainty and volatility today. And I think that is what we need to capitalize on. This has historically been one of the fastest growing and economically influential regions in the world. And we are now ushering a period of uncertainty and volatility, but also promise. So I think more than each of our nation's concerns and challenges and opportunities, I think we have a shared goal to see that all of the region prospers and that all of the region is able to, I guess, partake in this technology wave in ways that we will not be able to if we were just individually navigating it. So I think that's the power of this gathering, and that is also our hope in the strategy moving forward for Philippine basic education, that we can not just look at our learners and our system, but also look at the systems of others, learn from them, but also share our experiences and make sure that we all partake of this and become stronger together, because that has historically been our economic trajectory in the region.
Thank you so much, Philippines. Thank you so much, Yusek Ron. Can we hear from His Excellency now from Cambodia?
Thank you very much. I do agree with what Excellency has pointed out, and I don't have to repeat what he has just said. But I just want to add my point of view. As I said, we have common challenges. As AI is a cross-border issue, it's not you cannot deal with it alone. We have to work together. And as far as I know, we have what we call the ASEAN Master Plan for ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2025 already. It's in place, adopted by ASEAN's member states. And I also realize that we have what we call, I forgot the name, let me just put it the right name, Singapore Model AI Governance Framework. We have, this is a way to make it less artificial, as I pointed out. So these are all the results of the common cooperation, the collaboration we have made. And I think this is really, really useful for our region. The next one is to make sure that it works. So to make sure it works, it needs money. It needs money. Money is very important. Well, of course, sometimes money is not important, but without money is problematic. So I think everybody knows about that. So that's why I say the next one, make it work. So to make it work is that we have to have money. And to have money, it's important that, you know, we have to realize that in ASEAN country, the status of each country is different. I mean, some countries are very poor, some countries are very rich. And I think for the sake of the region, it's important that the rich help the poor. So probably we can create a trust fund in the future whereby we can use that fund to ensure that things are workable. And this is also important, you know, it has to be sustainable. Because we cannot actually see what's going to happen with AI in the future. It's still very early stage right now. Development of AI is still very, very early. If I may quote again the words of the Minister of Science and Technology in Cambodia, that's what he put, I quote, AI must not be employed chaotically, nor should it be needlessly restricted. So his point is worth re-mentioning, given the fact that this is still the early stage of AI development. There will be lots of new innovation which springs out of AI, but there will also be lots of dangers that may actually come along the way. So this has to be dealt together. This has to have fun. It has to be workable, and of course, it has to be sustainable. It's not a one-off work. So this is what I can share. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. From Laos, yes?
I agree with both of them. And for my point of view, in terms of regional collaboration and challenges in terms of AI, regional bodies such as Southeast Asia, Asian Minister of Education Organization or SEAMEO can play a very important role in promoting effective and equitable integration of AI into education system across the region. That is a key role include the first one is policy, coordination and guidance. That is SEAMEO can help develop regional frameworks for AI in education, ensuring consistency, quality, alignment with ethical and inclusive standards. It can also facilitate benchmarking and policy alignment across countries to promote regional coherence and best practices. And second one, capacity building and professional development. In here, through its specialized centers like SEAMEO INNOTECH, SEAMEO WOTECH, SEAMEO can offer training programs and toolkits to build teachers and policymakers digital and AI competencies. At the same time, it can provide technical assistance for countries with less capacity to develop AI curricula and tools independently. And the third one, resource and knowledge sharing. This is important as well. In here, SEAMEO can serve as a central platform for sharing open educational resources, AI tools, case studies, and rich outcomes. It can organize regional forums, workshops, study exchanges to disseminate innovative AI practices in education. And the last one is promoting equity and inclusion. That is, SEAMEO can ensure that AI strategies are aligned with the goals of inclusive and equitable education by promoting gender equality, language diversity, and rural inclusion in AI-driven system. This is my personal point of view in terms of challenges and share collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lao PDR. And let us hear from Thailand. Okay, what do you think are your regional recommendations, especially for SEAMEO?
I think SEAMEO can make a sandbox AI for education for ASEAN. It's okay. We can share everything in sandbox platform, every knowledge, every tools for develop our student, our learner in ASEAN. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So what we can learn from the policymakers today is that it's possible for SEAMEO to really play a key role, to be a catalyst for reform and for integrating AI and for doing regional capacity building programs. So, you know, we have SEAMEO INNOTECH. We also have in Indonesia, SEAMULEC, SEAMEO Center for Open Learning. For TVET, we have VOCTEC. Sorry, I'm mentioning those who are here. I hope I did not miss. For special needs, we have SEAMEO SEN here. We also have SEAMEO SEPs, ensuring that sustainable development is embedded within the curriculum. That includes also addressing AI. We also have our SEAMEO centers from Malaysia here. Rexham, of course, will be a key player in terms of AI because Center for Science and Mathematics, SEAMEO STEMED as well. And we also have several centers on health and centers for culture. So they have budgets, they have priorities, and they are doing things such as one, capacity building for the region. That's right. Your list was already there and presented to us. Second, they're also doing research and innovation. And of course, development of materials, of toolkits. So one last, by July, Philippines will hand over the leadership of SEAMEO Council to Brunei Darussalam. And of course, during meeting of ministers, they will adopt sort of strategies for the region. So like other regional bodies, so if you see European Union will come together, ministers will come together to adopt courses of actions or action plans. And we have also for Latin American and Caribbean states. They come together, they discuss the challenges, they come up with sort of actions and recommendations. For SEAMEO, our platform is SDEM, the Strategic Dialogue for Education Ministers. So July, will there be a new recommendation for the region in terms of AI? So let us see if there will be an opportunity for you to contribute to each and every line of the declaration of SEAMEO Council of Ministers. What is your recommendation, policy recommendation? Just one. One sentence, one word. Yusek, what do you think will be part of the 2025 adoption or commitment of ministers?
Maybe I should call our Chief of Staff forward to make that promise. But I think we are happy to entertain many ideas where we have a shared stake in each of our country's development, particularly in this area of AI access. I think part of that shared stake is already reflected in events like this one. I think we should make it stronger. I agree with our colleague from Cambodia that we should put our money where our mouth is and invest not just in our own countries but in each other. And part of that investment can be as modest but as powerful as sharing knowledge, sharing best practices, and making sure that we learn from each other's successes but also non-successes. I think there is a lot of wisdom in our shared attempt at reaching critical mass in AI inclusion and AI access. Because as I understand the science of this, it is about reaching critical mass. It is about numbers. It is about size. And each of our nations are only this size, but together we are a powerful economic and knowledge building bloc. And that, I think, will be a big advantage in the age of fourth industrial revolution. And we have a lot to build on already. And so I hope that in that hosting, we are able to table very practical ideas, including some of which our colleagues from Cambodia and Lao PDR have already shared here. I think on a personal level, this idea of investing in each other and having a trust fund is something we definitely want to explore and are interested in. I obviously cannot commit as a sitting participant in this panel, but it's something that interests me personally. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Yusek.
Let me just
Excellency, yes.
Just let me just continue your sentence by just changing call to action, just to do it now. Because that at the ministerial level. So not call to action, do it now. Because we have the trust fund already, you pointed out. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, DDG?
In terms of AI development in the region, so in my point of view, I think on 10 countries, member countries, should hold hands together to go together, in order to promote one community, one vision, and leaving no one behind in terms of an AI in education. Okay, thank you.
Leave no one behind. Okay, let's do it now. Collaborate. And from Thailand,
one sentence from Thailand. Ethic in education, ethic AI in education must be concerned. Thank you.
All right, there you go. We now gathered all the recommendations. SEAMEO Secretariat, Dr. John. Crafting of the declaration will be done by, of course, SEAMEO Secretariat and the lead country. So now we have Philippines and, of course, Brunei Darussalam. So this is not the end of our conversation on AI. Definitely, this is just the start of many more conversations that we have to do as we move to a different world that we have. We're all transformed. As they say, the biggest transformer is AI. And the second, we have robotics. And the third, of course, is on climate change. No? So there are a lot of things we need to do as a region, and we hope that we can continue to collaborate. We have partners here from UNESCO, UNICEF, World Bank, ADB. It's always the dream of our SEAMEO centers to work with them. So we also thank them for being with us in all of the discussions and deliberations. And we hope that all your suggestions will be part of the SDAM declaration for 2025. So with that, I would like to thank you all. Congratulations to our policymakers. Very inspiring. Salamat po.
Thank you very much. Please remain on stage for a quick group photo. Thank you so much, Dr. Valenzuela, for moderating such a rich and forward-looking conversation. And to our esteemed panelists, Dr. Ratana, Dr. Chorbun, and Dr. Mendoza, thank you for sharing your national insights, priorities, and bold commitments as we move forward with AI integration in Southeast Asian education. We would like to acknowledge the arrival of Yusek Fatima Panontongan. Welcome. Thank you once again to everyone. This final plenary has reminded that Southeast Asia is not starting from scratch. In fact, Dr. Ethel was also mentioning earlier during the discussion that way back before the pandemic, dialogues have already happened about AI for Southeast Asia. Our region is full of potential, collaboration, and innovation. We simply need to align our efforts and act together. And a reminder for those participating in the Poster Stamp Card Challenge. Deadline is 6:15 p.m. at the registration area. So if you've collected 10 stamps on your card, please submit it to the registration table. Prizes include Huawei smartwatch, JBL Bluetooth speakers, and iPad. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you've completed all the stamps you need, at least 10, and then before 6:15 p.m., please submit it to the registration area. Who knows, you might be the lucky winner tonight. As we begin to wrap up today's conference, we now move to a short but important segment, The Way Forward. This will provide a synthesis of today's key insights and reflections and outline what lies ahead as we work toward a shared regional policy framework on AI in education. To deliver this, we are pleased to call on stage Ms. Kochakorn Katapan Asidre, Deputy Director of INNOTECH. Ms. Asidre is an expert in international policy development from Thailand's Ministry of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Deputy Director Asidre.
Thank you very much for giving me the floor. Good evening and สวัสดีค่ะ. So can I a very brief, short conversation. And this part is going to be about the way forward. But before we talk about the way forward, I will give you a little bit of the synthesis of what we have captured today. For the whole day that we are here together, I will definitely give you a very brief summary of what we have been through today. So can I have the slide, please? So far, before the slide is here, allow me to share with you of what happening today. So today in the morning, we are actually grateful for the participation of all of you to this SEAMEO INNOTECH 16th International Conference under the theme AI in Education, Unlocking Potential Through Accessible and Equitable Learning. Today we have learned that in Southeast Asia, the state of AI in education in Southeast Asia is varied from country to another country because, we have the different culture, we have the different socio-economic status, and also we have the different development stage. So the stage of the AI in education is also varied. That's what we have captured in our conversation today. And the conversation also this morning, we confirmed that AI is here. It's already here. Every country that discussed this morning, we talk about AI in education in all of the country. It's already here. So we cannot turn back. You cannot turn back anymore. It's already in your phone. It's already in your laptop. So this arrival of AI is also varied. And also there's our gap in development that persists. But what is very beauty of this morning session is what we have heard from our keynote message. Secretary Sonny Angara has talked about this morning. He highlighted repeatedly that AI is built by the machine, that's shaped by the human hands, which means that education is still playing at the heart of development, and that makes education more important. Because he provides a very powerful reminder to us that innovation without ethical grounding risk is deepening inequality. So it means that we must use AI to ensure that it's uplift the life of the learners without forgetting those who are in the vulnerable and in the marginalized area. Apart from that, after the keynote message, in plenary one, we also have the very good mix of the policymaker. This morning, we have Excellency Suarez, Minister of Education of Timor-Leste. We also have Excellency Ambassador from Malaysia, and also our speaker from World Bank that sharing the view. And as well as we also have the moderator from the News and Shore from the Philippines that we really discuss about the shared common experiences that AI has made in education in respective countries. So we see both the benefits and also the inconvenience of having AI in education in each country. And later in plenary 2, we also have further evidence supporting the hypothesis that the AI is already here in education, because the speaker is really talking about how to use AI to develop the learner in education, and also there's a need for the extensive discussion onwards on how to live and embrace AI, not only to use them as a tool, but to maximize for further development. And apart from that, in the afternoon, we also touch upon the regional perspective that mark the pivotal steps in shaping the collective future of AI, integrating AI into the Southeast Asian education. And also, we have just recently the call for action, and also thank you for the ideas and also the inputs that SEAMEO INNOTECH and also SEAMEO Secretariat can build upon the recommendation from the Southeast Asian member states. And without not forgetting the breakout rooms that we have today, the 3 breakout room is actually giving us the tangible example, the activities that can be replicated and also applied in the development of education and environment to suitable for AI era in Southeast Asia. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the picture of what we have done today, the whole day. I captured it within 3 minutes. But later on, of course, we have the post document that will be produced by our team that you can later take a look into. And now moving forward, allow me to share the emerging message that derive from today's discussion. So there are 6 messages. The first one is about equitable and accessibility. So as I mentioned that AI should be the bridge for the development, to the development gap. The AI should not be the element that widen the gap. So with this, we need to make sure that the use of AI, the employment of AI in education should be to bridge the gap in learning, especially don't forget about those who are in the vulnerable and also in the marginalized area. The second point that we capture from the discussion is that human-centric AI orchestrate, which means that we have to use AI as a tool. Human is still at the center as the heart of development. So we cannot forget that. But we can use AI as a tool to improve, to streamline the process, and to ensure that the learning environment is effective. The next thing that we derive from the discussion is the awareness of AI dual's nature. What is that? So the AI dual natures mean that it's not everything that come with AI will be able to say that it's a good thing. We need to make sure that we set the boundary of how to use AI in education and learning, and also to balance how to use it, to make sure that it won't disrupt the effort of learning of our learners. The next thing is about the ethics. This work, even the session earlier also mentioned about the ethical implementations, because responsible AI integration requires ethical guardians, which means that we have to think about the ethical of AI from the very beginning, and also come up with the ethical safeguard that built into the AI system. And this has to start from the very beginning, not just thinking about it at the end after we employ the AI in education and learning already. So this is to ensure that the learner well-being is protected. The next point is about the regional collaboration. We are all agree here that regional collaboration is essential because we have discussed, and I believe that just the session this afternoon and also the keynote message in the morning also highlight that when we do things alone, we can do good things, but together we can do great things. So with this, the example that we can see is the Delima application from Malaysia, that they partner with private sector, with the government sector, and come up with the learning management system that would be able to apply for both students and learners and teachers, and also allow the teachers to do the personalized assessment for each learner. And that is something that is the collaboration between public and private sector. And also, we also have the partnership of eCare of the Philippines that SEAMEO INNOTECH partner with Department of Education and together with private sector to develop the application to ensure that, to be able to strengthen the education system in the Philippines. And lastly, the thing that we derive from the discussion is from policy to practice. There's a need for us to develop the framework. But what is the framework that we are talking about? We are talking about the policy framework on AI in education. Many of you may have thought that this framework has already been rolled out, you have seen it somewhere, and what will be special about this framework? I'd like to share with you that the document that we have seen, the document that we have shared, well, those documents are at the global level, and some of the documents, they might not address about the policy in education. So with this, spearheaded by SEAMEO INNOTECH team and supported by the Department of Education of the Philippines, we would like to introduce to you that the regional AI in education policy framework. That is the framework that we would like to develop a guideline for everyone to ensure that there's a meaningful, equitable, and sustainable integration of AI across Southeast Asia is in place. And this document will be the document that adopted and it will be the document that introduced the policy framework and that fits to the Southeast Asian context. And we would like to call on the support, we would like to call on the collaboration from every one of you and also all the member states and SEAMEO Secretariat, of course, to support us in building this AI framework together, because this is not just only for one country, but this is going to be the framework for the Philippines. And to make it happen, I'd like to share with you of how to developing this together. So the first thing is, we will develop the education-specific guidelines. So together, we will also invite all of you to join us in developing the guidelines that ensure that there's a continuity and there's also the steps in learning stages. And of course, partnership is the most important. We would like to also invite the sectoral parties and also all the partners to join us in developing this document. And this document will make sure that it's embed the cultural and share local relevances. So it means that this could be applied, it would be applicable to, throughout Southeast Asia. And finally, we will make sure that this document will be flexible and also long-term sustainability by, we will put the system, the mechanism that we will have the monitoring and evaluation system that we would ensure that this document is sustainable. So these are the way forward that we would like to invite all of you to be part of this regional guideline, and in the future we will roll out the concept document that will be shared, and I would like to invite all of you to subscribe to our social media for further information. So we have social media on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on Instagram. So please subscribe to our social media for further information. So that is all for the way forward, and we look forward for your support and collaboration to develop this document together and to make sure that the use of AI is used for the good, driven by empathy, ethics, and collaboration for a better learning ecosystem in related fields in Southeast Asia through the use of innovation and technology. So thank you very much for your attention. ขอบคุณค่ะ
ดีมาก ขอบคุณนะครับ Thank you very much, Deputy Director Asidre. Before we officially close today's conference and transition into our cultural celebration, we are honored to hear the official closing message from Ms. Jennifer Wong Yok Ting, Chair of the INNOTECH Governing Board and Head of School Leadership Unit, Department of Educators Management, Ministry of Education, Brunei Darussalam. Ms. Wong has been a steadfast champion of regional cooperation and educational innovation. Her continued guidance helps frame the center's vision of becoming a leading force in shaping the learners into the change makers of tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Ms. Wong for her closing remarks.
Dr. Maya Leah Ravago, Center Director of SEAMEO INNOTECH, Mr. John Arnold Siena, Deputy Director for Program and Development, SEAMEO Secretariat, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and mabuhay. As we are drawing to the end of this conference, how is everyone feeling? We have heard a lot, right? Insights on AI in education. I guess whether we're feeling excited, curious, or cautious is all good. Because curiosity keeps us open to opportunities, whereas the cautiousness helps ground us in our responsibilities. So as the last speaker standing between you and the end of the conference, I hope to keep this brief, just like as Dr. Kochakon. So first and foremost, it is a great honor to deliver these closing remarks at the conclusion of this significant and meaningful gathering of the 16th SEAMEO INNOTECH International Conference. Today's conference has been a powerful reminder of what is possible when innovation is guided by equity, collaboration, and shared purpose. We have heard in many of the dialogues here today, it is not just about AI integration, it is also shaping values-driven, future-ready education across the region. The theme of this year's conference, AI in Education, Unlocking Potential Through Accessible and Equitable Learning, is both timely and significant. It resonates deeply with the global imperative to ensure that technological advancements in education are human-centered, inclusive, and anchored in equity. It also echoes the call for education systems to move beyond digital access and focus on building the capacities of learners and educators to critically and ethically navigate an AI-powered world. So in this context, the theme is not just about adapting to change, but rather it's about shaping that change responsibly, with purpose and with the people at the heart of every innovation. So Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, SEAMEO INNOTECH has once again proven itself not only as the center of excellence under the leadership of Dr. Ravago, but as a center of foresight and relevance. By convening this critical dialogue and launching a regional framework for AI in education, the center is directly responding to one of the most significant transformations shaping education today. More importantly, it is positioning Southeast Asia as a region that is not only embracing innovation, but doing so with shared values, cultural consciousness, and a steadfast commitment to education as a public good. As we conclude, allow me to reflect on three key messages aligned with the purpose of this gathering. Firstly, we must reinforce the importance of using AI to improve access and equity in learning, as we have heard from our speakers throughout the day. Throughout today's sessions, we have seen compelling examples of how AI can personalize instruction, support early interventions, as well as strengthen administrative efficiency. One clear message that echoed throughout today's discussion, the real challenge lies in making AI work is to work for all learners, the inclusivity part, not just for those that are most connected. AI must be inclusive by design, not just in intent. It must protect learner data, promote fairness, and respect diversity of contexts and identities. Secondly, the regional policy framework on AI in education. It represents a timely and strategic initiatives for the region. This framework serves as a strategic anchor in a fast-moving digital world. It offers countries as a guide not just for what to do, but how to do it responsibly, ensuring alignment with sustainable development, inclusive growth, and lifelong learning principles. It is encouraging to see our region taking a proactive and values-driven approach. And this framework is a regional call for action, as our Excellency for Cambodia say, not call for action, but rather just do it now. One rooted in context, culture, and cooperation. In fact, I recall just a few months back during the 68th Governing Board meeting of SEAMEO INNOTECH held in Brunei Darussalam in October 2024, we were first presented with the concept of this conference. Even then, the Governing Board expressed its strong endorsement and encouragement, recognizing the relevance of the proposed theme and its alignment with the region's present and future educational priorities. And it is heartening to see that this vision is brought to life today. Most importantly, we are reminded that education must always be about more than just algorithms and automation. Character and citizenship matters, where we must ensure future-ready learners not only masters the skills and knowledge, but also embody deep learning competencies such as empathy, resilience, collaboration, and ethical decision-making. And this is why lifelong learning remains our ultimate mission. As the OECD has cautioned, the future will not belong to those who know the most, but to those who can adapt, who can think critically, and who can continue learning across their lifespan. Hence, in this journey, the integration of AI must be more than a technological upgrade. It must be a strategic enabler of lifelong learning. And used responsibly, AI can personalize learning pathways, support continuous skill development that many speakers talk about today, and provide just-in-time feedback that empowers both learners and educators. Education systems must therefore embrace AI, no matter how worried we are, need to embrace access and efficiency, but also the agility, interdisciplinary thinking, and the capacity to thrive amid complexity and change. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is in this spirit of shared responsibility and ethical leadership that we extend our deepest gratitude to SEAMEO INNOTECH, our host country, the Philippines, and all our collaborating ministries and partners. Thank you for your leadership in convening this critical platform. Have helped to shape a bold and ethical vision for education transformation. And on behalf of the SEAMEO INNOTECH Governing Board, I congratulate the Center, the organizing teams, and every individual and institution that contribute to the success of this conference. And building on this momentum, I would like to encourage SEAMEO INNOTECH to continue fostering timely and relevant conversations like the one we've had today, and to sustain its role as a vital platform for knowledge exchange, policy dialogue, and capacity building across the region. And to all who have participated, thank you and congratulations. May the insights, connections, and inspirations we've gained here today continue to guide our efforts as we shape the future of education together. And as we return to our own countries and to our own contexts, I wish all of you a continued success and good health. Let us live not only inspired, but also committed to reimagining learning, to amplifying equity, and to ensuring that every child, teacher, and community is future-ready in the truest sense of the word. May the spirit of collaboration and innovation continue to guide us in our shared journey toward a more inclusive and future-ready Southeast Asian education community. So with that, thank you and selamat po.
Thank you very much. Check, 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 mic check. Thank you very much, Miss Jennifer Wong Yok Ting. You know what? I am so excited for what's gonna happen later, and you will see more of her when we return at 6:30 p.m. Why don't you say hi, Marielle?
Hi everyone.
What will happen later?
Oh, so please stay with us guys because we have a cultural performance for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marielle, and we will see you later. All right, so something interesting to look forward to. And before we end this part of the conference, we are inviting everyone to complete the program evaluation. Just take a look at the QR code on the screen. You can scan it, and please complete the evaluation form because this will help us improve when you give us your honest feedback. And as we close the 16th INNOTECH International Conference, our heartfelt thanks goes to all of you, our speakers, panelists, partners, delegates, and guests for making today a resounding success. Why don't you give each other a warm round of applause? You guys are so great. Our conversations reminded us that while AI brings new challenges, it also holds great promise to make education more inclusive, ethical, and responsive to the diverse needs of Southeast Asia, from policy to practice. What we've seen today is the power of collaboration to drive meaningful change. This conference reflects INNOTECH's vision of a future where every learner thrives and becomes the change makers of tomorrow. And our mission is to be a catalyst of innovation and technology, transforming Southeast Asian education. Let this be the start of a deeper partnership and bold action so that AI can truly serve every learner and educator in Southeast Asia. On behalf of INNOTECH, thank you for your participation. Also, thanks to our online participants for your presence throughout the entire conference. Now, we invite our participants here at the Manila Hotel to our dinner and cultural night. Come in your national attire and enjoy the evening of performances, raffle, and celebration. If you've completed your poster stamp card, please remember to submit it to the registration table. Deadline is 6:15 p.m. You get a chance to win an iPad, a smartwatch, and JBL speaker. And again, thank you and see you back by 6:30 p.m.